So I wanted to do a little bit different this week and just kind of take some perspective, not, only from ourselves, but from kids sitting at home. So I'm gonna pose each of you guys a question, and it's kind of twofold. And it doesn't need to be a long answer, but to the to the high school kid right now, to the freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, in learning from your guys' experience, if you could give them kind of one piece of advice or something that maybe you would do differently to prepare yourself more for your freshman year, what would you do? We will start with Coach Runkle. You are up.
Run, and then run more. Nothing will ever prepare you for how much more lacrosse and how much more cardio you need going in, even as a goalie, going into playing college lacrosse from high school. Cardio and endurance I think was the biggest shock for everybody that I played with, including myself as a goalie. So run.
For me, if I could go back and talk to my younger self or talk to an incoming kid, I would just say just have a balanced approach and have your priorities in order. I think for me as a young guy, I was kind of, all over the place, and I don't necessarily think I had my priorities in order in terms of academics and just being disciplined. So for me, just have your priorities in order and knowing what's important to you.
For me, I'd say the biggest two would be time management and asking questions. I think when you first get to college, your head's spinning, and to think you can do it on your own is kind of silly to think that it's just you'll be able to figure it out. Where if you just ask questions, you got guys on the team that have been through it and can give you the answers. Why not use them? And then time management, pretty similar to what Wolf just said. Just having a little bit of a structure. For me, it was more academically because I thought I could just kind of remember assignments and just know when they were due. If I just wrote them down, had a planner or something, and kind of understood when things were due and what work I had to do, I think that would have helped me out a lot. Because in high school, the teachers kind of do a lot of the work for you. In college, they'll just post an assignment and they'll remind you the day after that they just graded it. So understanding when stuff is due is big.
Probably don't be afraid to over communicate with teachers. I was shy at the beginning of the year and I just didn't want to reach out to them. And now I just over communicate with them and email them all the time. And so, yeah, that would be
definitely time management, knowing how to base your day off of practice and classes and homework.
I would just say getting in a routine and just sticking with that routine every day.
I'd probably say sleep schedule. Make sure you got to get a sleep schedule. You're not tired throughout the day.
I would say just building a good relationship with your teachers. Don't be that one that sits in the back and doesn't talk or anything. Because then they won't be hesitant to help you if you're that kid that sits in the front and asks questions and stuff like that.
I would say that coming in, you could be one of the better kids on your high school team, but when you get a college team, everyone's good and you have to work harder to separate yourself.
Getting ahead in school faster. Just high school, you can kind of just coast through it pretty easily and do well.
So giving yourself kind of starting on a good foot, so you're not kind of playing catch up.
Yeah.
All right.
I have to go with time management, not to procrastinate at all, just keep yourself busy and always be improving on something.
Run. Just run.
Just couldn't get in your conditioning level up. It's a big jump.
I ran a lot before, but I did not really know.
Probably time management and sleep schedule, and kind of for lacrosse, is getting in shape too.
Definitely the time management. I feel like if you set up your day and your schedule, you have more of a routine, and it's easier for you to get things done. And also just come prepared. Most people don't come prepared, but if you come prepared, it makes it easier on yourself.
I would say trying to stay ahead of the game rather than be behind, because I think I definitely struggled with that this year. In lacrosse, maybe work harder over the summer, get work in, run more, work out.
Biggest thing for me was I never started working out until last summer, and I was scared I was going to be the weakest one, which I basically was. And then I lived in the gym this entire year, I felt like.
Okay. I wouldn't say that you're weak. I would say that you just probably need to put on a couple pounds and get stronger.
Yeah.
For me, it was just like academics and not like kind of like playing catch up with my GPA, because like I didn't give 100% like my freshman and sophomore year, and then it kind of ended up biting me when I was in trouble with like the eligibility over the summer. So I think it's really important to focus on like your academics and just make it a priority.
And then how about the adjustment when you got to college? What was that like?
I mean, I feel like I did better just because I kind of made it more of a priority during like my junior and senior year. But it was kind of the same thing, just time management, like focusing on it, like writing my assignments down, like Rotan said, and just kind of being more organized.
Just make sure you go to class and have fun.
All right.
And do your homework, you know.
Homework's important. What about you, Carl?
Definitely running.
Conditioning?
Definitely that. Oh yeah, big time.
All right. How about school?
I don't really know. I don't really have that much trouble.
All right.
Getting assignments done, that one. Getting it done right, because I did a lot of them wrong. That's it.
I think I wish I would have known that the amount of time that you spend doing lacrosse related activity is just as much, if not more, as the time that you put into being successful in the classroom. Like, if you want to be successful on the field, it takes just as much time and effort as it does to do well in school. Like, practice isn't just the hour and a half we have on the turf. Practice is I always used to think of it as like 3.5 hours or 4 hours of my day, where it's film, it's pre-treatment, it's post-practice treatment, it's practice, it's getting shots, it's shooting on the wall, or it's doing all of those things. So like you think about like all the time that gets kind of added up. It's the same as the amount of work that you'd be doing in the classroom, and that takes up a lot of the day. That to me was the biggest surprise. Whoa, there's so much time that is spent on lacrosse to be a really successful Division I player.
Yeah, if you want to be good at something, if you want to be great, you have to work, incredibly, incredibly hard, and you have to be diligent with your time and all the stuff that you guys are talking about. If you're not getting your sleep in, then your academics are going to take a hit because you're not going to be as alert in class, and then you're not going to have as much energy for practice, and that's going to trickle into the next practice, and everything will tend to go downhill. So it is important, as you guys are saying, for kids who are going to be coming in to really understand that you got to have a game plan in order to be successful. If you're just showing up like this is a high school practice and, like RJ said, you're the best player on your team, well, got news for you, bud. So is every single kid in this locker room, and you are going to be, you're going to get chewed up pretty quick if you're not mentally, physically, and emotionally prepared for what you are signing up for. So it's a challenge, but it's fun and it's worth it.
I didn't realize how important nutrition was. Like, coming from high school, you eat whatever you want, you show up, you can, go to Wendy's before game, show up and play and play fine. You try to do that in college, it's not going to work. You really got to focus on when you're eating, what you're eating, how much you're eating, and making sure that all of that is going to go to allowing you to perform at the best of your ability. And then the other thing is hydration, right? Two things that I really did not know anything about going into college, and then I kind of learned about it as I went along, and the more veteran I got, the more I focused on it, and the more I saw it impacting the way I played. And I think the more I focused on it, the better I performed.
Anybody got anything good going this weekend?
Unless you want to hear about me going to Home Depot, then nah.
No, I think I'm good, man. All right, boys. You guys have yourself a good weekend. You still got Rose and Thorn coming. It's a good Friday, all right? Enjoy. Later, man.